Step into the shoes of a newbie voice director as he navigates managing his own studio and wrangling an eclectic bunch of aspiring voice actors. Get swept away by their amazing vocal performances and help each of them find their voice in this heartwarming studio management boys love visual novel. Can you give voice to the language of love? Welcome to Blurty Otome, and this is my review of Voice Love on Air. Voice Love on Air is not a standard visual novel, blending both the management gameplay of a stats raiser with the immersive storytelling of a visual novel. In the game, you take on the role of Aki, a sound engineer striking out to start his own recording studio. Help him navigate the ups and downs of managing his own studio by honing his directing skills and completing voice acting projects. Voice Love on Air takes you through every step of the recording process, from choosing voice actors for their roles to table reads to the final recording. As the game progresses, get to know Aki and each of the 4 aspiring voice actors that work at his studio. The protagonist of the game, Aki, is a sound engineer, and while his career of choice deals with dynamic vocal talents, Aki himself is soft-spoken and finds being around a lot of people overwhelming. Wesley is a veteran voice actor whose sophisticated voice performances and years of experience have earned him a reputation as one of the top VAs in the industry. Ryosei is a rough-around-the-edges construction worker who takes up voice acting to help pay for his sister's hospital bills. While he may look intimidating, he's really a sweetheart who cares deeply for those around him. Junichi is an aspiring idol and a secret BL fan who becomes a voice actor after he is dropped by his label. Yuki is Aki's childhood friend and former voice actor who left the industry to pursue candy making. He has a not-so-secret crush on Aki. Voice Love on Air is a stats raiser and management sim, so it requires a bit more work than your usual visual novel. It can get a bit technical explaining everything, but the bulk of the stats raising revolves around the BL drama recording. At the start of the week, choose a course that corresponds with the stats you want to raise. You can buy items to raise specific stats from the store, but honestly, you can raise the main 3 stats without having to raise money on items. Once you have the required stats to take on the radio dramas, you then need to select voice actors for the roles. Each project specifies what type of vocal skills each of the roles requires, and these correspond to the skills the VAs have. There are 8 in total. Most roles usually give you 2 skill types to choose from per character. No one VA will have all the stats available, so you'll have to mix and match them to fulfill the requested talents for each recording. Some dramas have a specific VA in mind for the role, with you only having control over the voice direction. But with most of the radio dramas, you're free to assign VAs as you see fit. After assigning the VAs to the roles, you then have to assist Aki in guiding the VAs through the recording process by giving them instructions to improve their overall performance in their respective roles. The actual voice recording sessions range from pretty chill to downright frustrating, especially when you're trying to get an S rank. Some roles are solo recordings and others require 2 actors. Solo recordings have 3 rounds to get through and are pretty straightforward. Get S rank and move on. But the 2-person voice acting projects can be hell. You have to manage 2 different VAs through 5 rounds of absolute rage-inducing nightmares as you navigate the particularities of each actor and attempt to get them both to S rank. Because that's not hard enough, the game actually ups the difficulty by giving the actors the ability to sabotage the recordings. Things like one VA forgetting to turn off his phone, which throws off the rhythm of the other VAs, lowering everyone's mood. Or worse, they'll randomly decide to critique their partner, lowering their morale and leading to a failed recording. I can't tell you how many times I had to step away from the recording because one or both of the VAs decided to sabotage the recording, leading to a C rank for the radio drama. But what's worse is it's completely random. So if the game chooses to punish you, there's nothing you can do about it other than restart the recording and hope for the best later. Aki does have traits that can be used to alleviate stress and improve the moods of the VAs, but it's a lot of trial and error. I know it sounds like a lot, and it is. I will be the first to admit that I'm not the biggest fan of stats raising games. They take forever to get through, and constantly grinding stats becomes tedious and distracting rather than innovative and fun, especially after several runs of a game. Even Jack John, which I love to bits, became a bit redundant after the 2nd run. So something like Voice Love on Air seemed daunting to say the least. And while the game is more forgiving than most stats raisers, it's still a lot to juggle. But once you get a good rhythm going, it's not too bad, just really tedious. You do get to hear the recordings afterwards, and they are one of the highlights of Voice Love on Air.
やっとまた会えたな、梅は。許してくれ。こうしなければ、お前はまた逃げ出すからな。
The game features a full Japanese voice acting cast, and these guys give it their all, both in the studio and out of it. The BL recordings cover a wide range of genres and storylines, from sci-fi to historical fantasy to slice of life and more. They are usually 18 plus, and trust me when I say they do get plenty spicy, more so than the actual romance routes in the game.
飲ませてやろう。最初は酸っぱいが。桃のような甘い後。
I found myself wishing that some of the recordings were longer because I needed to know how they ended. They're really that good. You can listen to the clips again from the menu, so you never really lose them, but they're just really too short. Voice Love on Air is a game about balance. Not only do you have to help Aki run his studio, but you have to foster relationships with the eccentric cast of voice actors, each with their own unique motivations and storylines. All of the characters have a hidden side that you gradually uncover as you spend more time getting to know them. This hidden side isn't a bad thing per se, more a vulnerability that the characters don't readily reveal to others, and it's fun peeling back the layers to discover their true selves. Compared to most BL games, the localizations anyway, Voice Love on Air is pretty wholesome and uplifting. While there is a bit of drama in each route, it never goes too far with it, keeping everything pretty grounded. Voice Love on Air is not as explicit as some of the other boys love games I've played, staying pretty firmly in the shonen ai territory. Kisses, hand-holding, cuddles, and dates are the norm. So if you're looking for a lighter BL romance, this is definitely the game for you. In the game, you can meet up with the characters around town, giving them gifts, and even taking them on dates around town to raise their affection. Where most games encourage you to solely focus on the object of your affection, Voice Love on Air takes a different approach. You actually have to befriend and raise affection with all the characters to be successful. There are several non-romanceable characters that you can befriend, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to date one or two of them. Will not being dateable is criminal, but alas. While you can unlock romantic endings with each of the game's 4 love interests, there is also an Aki-specific ending that you can get if you don't achieve the romantic checkpoints for any one love interest. But if you're looking for spice, there are some steamy scenes towards the end of each route. They aren't explicit, but they do come with some gorgeous post-sexy time CGs. In fact, all of the art in the game is gorgeous. Though I will note that Voice Love on Air does use AI art for some of their assets. The devs have been very transparent about its use in the game, so I'm slightly more comfortable with the use given all the context. So, is Voice Love on Air worth playing? Overall, I really enjoyed Voice Love on Air. As a stats raiser, the gameplay can be a bit repetitive, especially after 2 or 3 runs. The radio dramas are fun, and I do love the VA work in each one. Though, outside of the mixing and matching of different VAs or roles, they're pretty much the same dramas. The romance is light compared to other BL games, but that's actually pretty refreshing. It's nice to play a BL game that isn't angsty and sexual every now and again. There's a wholesome feel-good vibe to Voice Love on Air that comes through in the strong bonds Aki and the voice actors share with one another. But the repetitive gameplay is best enjoyed at your leisure to avoid stats raiser burnout. So, Voice Love on Air is a game I recommend for its great characters, beautiful visuals, fantastic voice work, and a heartwarming story. But with the caveat that it is a stats raiser, so you will have to do plenty of grinding to get your happily ever after. Overall, I give Voice Love on Air a 6 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Will you be picking up Voice Love on Air, or is this one on your pass list? If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button and let me know what you think down in the comments section. And if you want to see more content from me, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any new uploads. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is in your neck of the woods, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!